Hi, my name's Caroline Beecham and I'm the author of Finding Eadie, a new novel which is being published by Eleanor in July. Finding Eadie is a book about three friendships bound by hope, love, secrets, and the belief that books have the power to change lives. Now, the story begins on a cold November morning when Alice Cotton is on her way to work at Partridge Press. Alice is training to be an editor, and she's a bit nervous that morning because she's got to tell her colleagues who she's worked with and respected for 2 years now that she has to leave and look after her widowed cousin's baby. Now, it couldn't be a worse time to be leaving. There are paper rations, dwindling supplies, and yet there's a huge demand for books. People are reading more than ever in their homes, in their shelters during blackout, and also for the troops. But Alice has to leave because it's not her cousin's baby that she'll be looking after, it's her own. Now, although Alice hasn't told her mother Ruth the identity of the baby's father, Ruth does promise to help look after the baby when it's born. But when Alice gives birth to Eadie, Ruth takes a shocking action and Eadie disappears. Alice's search for her daughter takes her into a really wicked and dark world of baby farming in the 1940s, and she discovers the plight of unmarried mothers and illegal adoptions. Now, she also discovers what true friendship she has when they go to extraordinary lengths to help her find her baby. I don't want to tell you too much more about what happens because I'd really like you to read the book and discover the mystery of Finding Eadie. It was a really fascinating book to research and write. It took me from the heart of London and around St Paul's Cathedral, which is where the publishing industry was based until it was bombed in 1940. I went into the dusty archive of London Zoo and saw how important it was during wartime, how not only did it stay open but it thrived, and the public helped keep the animals by collecting acorns, and it was free to visit for servicemen, and it really became a beacon of hope. And I also discovered some sort of the more uncomfortable facts surrounding baby farming during that time, but also that there were some really wonderful pioneering women who worked hard. The journalist Olive Melville Brown, who I've included in the book, and she kept the issue in the public eye. And then also Clara Andrew, who helped push the Adoption Act through. I learnt how important books were to the troops, and I learnt about the schemes that took place during the Second World War to supply more books for them, when all they could do while they were waiting was read, and it would give them an opportunity for escapism and entertainment, as well as understand what was going on in the world. And I think that we've done a lot more reading in lockdown, so I think that it's something that people can probably understand more now. Set the scene. So the prologue is Brighton, 18th of March 1943. Lips twitched into a half smile as she wondered if her daughter would always be so calm when she slept. Her mother had told her that she'd snored like a grown man. Alice pushed herself up again, trying to ignore the soreness and discomfort as she carefully swung her legs around and levered up with both hands. With eyes alight, she beamed in anticipation as she tilted forwards, ready to see her newborn, her face hovering over the crib. But when she looked down, it was empty. Her eyes flashed wide in horror, staring unblinking at the wrinkled cot sheet and white crochet blanket flung over the sides. The sound of traffic intruded from the road outside as the clock hands carried on their twin journeys, and several moments passed before Alice regained the capacity to think, running her fingers across the place where Eadie's tiny swaddled body had lain. It was stone cold. Was her mind playing tricks on her? Could she be hallucinating, even though they had refused her any pain relief? No. She could feel it in each aching tendon and the viscera of her body, in the thickness of her womb. Eadie had been born weeks early. Alice's mother hadn't arrived by the time the baby came squalling into the world, so her aunt had taken charge, calling the doctor. He had stitched Alice with unsympathetic detachment before telling her to rest, and that any questions should be saved for the nurse who would be coming the following day. Her aunt had been on hand, helping with hot water and a constant supply of towels, until the other guests complained there was no supper on the table. That was it. Her aunt must have taken Eadie downstairs. Alice relaxed as she gathered the white crocheted blanket between her fingers and lifted it to her nose, breathing in her daughter's scent. Then she saw the handwritten note. "I'm sorry, Alice, but this really is for the best." She recognised the handwriting.